Hey, how we doing? Oh man, trying to get in here. We're over at Red Robin. I got some interesting stuff you guys are going to want to hear. But you know how the director of fun works, right? I got some chow. So as soon as I get done with this, I'll come back to you. Appreciate it. Stand by. All right, Don, the director of fun, is back. Had some good chow there tonight. Hope you guys are getting out and having some fun, heading into the weekend and all, and getting out there and enjoying life. Because you know what, if you're grinding and busting it, but you're not enjoying your time frame of getting there and having some fun on the way, you're missing out. Because at the end of the day, and I tell this all the time, you know, when you get old and decrepit, or as I tell my youngest daughter, and you pop off and can't eat the cornbread no more, or get close to that stage, all you got is memories. So you got to create some good ones as you go. So as I mentioned earlier there, I had to get some information out to you. We was out there having chow and eating some really, really good fish and chips. Very good. So let me tell you what's going on a little bit. I just want to get some information out. This is an informational thing anyway. If you're interested in getting more details, let me know. But while I got to tell you now, I do a lot of things in affiliate marketing, as you well know, and we help a lot of people who have some basic training in it and some funds, some success, some growth already in marketing, step up their game with high-end ticket sales, with high-end product promotions, developing their own type of stuff if they decide they want to in a much higher range. But you know, it takes money to be in that range. So when you talk about people who are making, you know, $50,000 to $175,000 a month, like some associates and friends that I'm with, they're not doing it with $100 or a $500 budget to be able to advertise and some rinky-dink tools. They're putting out the money. And why? Because it returns, it gives an ROI, a return on their investment of substantial growth. But they also had to go through a learning process, and they had to get the skills and the other things to do that with. So although I've had a lot of people want to jump on with what I do on the high-end stuff, they're not in a position to do it financially yet. And they're also not, they don't have the knowledge yet to really step up to the advanced training. They don't have the basics. Well, I came across something that is just absolutely phenomenal called our 30 by 30 challenge. Quite literally what it is, it's taken $30, yeah, $30, and turn it into thousands of dollars within a month or so, 30 days. Seems a little bit unreal, and yet it's happening. We've got people that have put $30 in the first 8 days, have $1,400 back. Now, the other thing that's even more phenomenal about this is the service that you're reselling, that you have the rights to resell. Well, it's about marketing. And I got to tell you, it's well worth more than what you're putting into it. We've had some folks that just wanted to be a part of it just on account of what it could do, and it helped people out that they knew, but they were going through the courses on there going, hey, there's some good information on here. So it's got some serious value. And what it does, it allows you to get started making 100% immediate commissions with a product that you have the rights to resell that has an educational value that is going to work for you regardless of what your industry already is. So whether you're in travel, whether you're in credit repair or CBD or you know, magic, whatever, it doesn't matter. The thing is this information is going to help you excel what you're already doing, and yet you'll get paid to remarket it as well. And guys, it's $30. Now, tell me somebody that can't come up with $30 to be in a position not only to learn how to market, how to get things going, but also make some great money at it. And for those who want to get into the high-end stuff, that gives you a funding tool to be able to start working with, to be able to run for the big money. And if that's not your goal, that's okay too. But you can set yourself apart from what everybody else is doing. Let me ask you some basic questions so you kind of have an idea. So you hear everybody talking about getting out there and doing some branding. My question, what I would ask you would be, are you branding yourself or do you want to brand a company? And for some of you, are you putting in a whole lot of effort to brand somebody else's company? Because I see that a lot. So what happens now is if you've done that, and it might be the right thing, there are some questions, some pros and some cons that need to go through. But if you were branding a company, not your company, but a company, and all of a sudden you don't like how that company is working, or they don't like you, or something goes wrong and they go belly up, and you've all seen companies go belly up, you're starting over because you don't have anything to work with. So a little bit about branding. What about colors? You know, what kind of colors do you use in your ads? Or what kind of colors do you use on your stuff that you're putting on your capture pages or lead pages, or maybe just even on your Facebook ads, the postings that you're putting when you've got colored backgrounds and stuff? What do they say? How do they physically, psychologically affect the people looking at it? Because they do. And companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Big O Tires and several of these other big guys out there, they do a lot of research into that to figure out not only what kind of ad, not only what kind of brand, but what kind of coloring that they're putting in, because of the psychological response that it creates within the people seeing it. Now, do you know anything about that? Have you sat down and analyzed that personally based on what you're out marketing, whether it's CBD or tires or whatever it might be? Maybe you've got a dental shop down the street. Maybe you're in the health and wellness industry, but have you even thought of those? And those are just the basics. Do you need a logo? Maybe you don't need a logo. What kind of logo do you need? Some companies do well with a mascot. Would you be one of those? See, these are basic questions, and these are handled just at the basic level of this education course that you're getting the rights to resell and using yourself and generating a lot of money. $30. Show me somebody who can't afford that. So, is this a pitch? Yes and no. It is education, because the value you're going to get out of it is a whole lot more. But you can make a lot. So if you're struggling and you're not sure what you're doing on marketing, I'd encourage you to at least get the information. Ask me about it. I'll be happy to send you a link, get you some details, some information, so you can make an informed decision. I'm not going to tell you should or shouldn't, but I am going to tell you you're kind of crazy if you don't at least learn about it and find out, right? You don't know what you don't know. In the meantime, I'm going to keep rolling because this thing is just rocking. It is having a lot of good results with a lot of people around the country. A few people coming in from some other areas. And if you check down on my timeline, you'll see a watch party that I hosted the other day with a guy who's been incarcerated for 8 years, who is doing the same thing, building an industry, changed his mindset, helping other people get their lives straight, and helping people create incomes to take care of needs and debts and other things. So I'm just thinking, everybody's got their excuses of why they can't. Here's a guy that's incarcerated, and he is. If you're saying you can't, what's the value of your excuse? Well, listen, I'd love to run. It's a little later in the evening. I'm going to call it a night. Got these really good, deep, dark chocolate blueberry sticks. I know all the health nuts out there talk about sugar and all that. They're just good. I like to live my life and enjoy my life as I'm going along, and these are yummy. But I'm not going to be rude and eat this in front of you on the camera, so I got to go. Director of Fun saying, hey, have a good night. Get the information. Make a difference for yourself. Whether you decide to or not to, at least you'll know whether you're saying yes or no is the right thing to do. Y'all have a good one.